We first met our next guest last summer when 8-year-old Finley Hill had been diagnosed with a rare immune disease and was desperately seeking a stem cell transplant.
You are on a timescale here.
They haven't given us an actual time, but we know that his meds won't keep him indefinite, and we don't take for granted. Every time he has a nosebleed or says he has a headache or a tummy ache, we're scared.
Whoever it is that's watching this now could save someone's life and could help you.
Yeah, just not only for me, but other people they might help. And
Absolutely. We were told that they'd searched the world and they'd searched it again, and there were 5 9 out of 10 matches for Finn in Brazil.
This is just the start, really, of this journey for him, isn't it?
It'll be 100 days post-transplant before we know how his T cells are doing. When we came in, we were expecting to come in for 3 months. So we've done a month and he's done amazingly.
Wow. So how is Finley now? He's joining us alongside his mum, Jo, to tell us how he's getting on. Well,
Oh
hello
my gosh,
there.
Look at you! You look great!
How lovely
so well.
to see you again.
Oh.
And you're looking good. How are you feeling?
good, thank you. How are you?
Oh, we're really good.
Very
All the
good.
better for talking to you both. Jo, Finley has a rare immune condition called HLH. And just explain for anybody that may have missed those previous interviews, what did that mean for him?
So whenever Finn had a cold or an infection or anything like that, instead of his natural killer T cells attacking that, they attacked his body, in Finn's case, his brain.
And so you needed this stem cell transplant and came on here, encouraged a massive amount of people to sign up, which was brilliant in itself. But the donor was found in Brazil, an anonymous donor in Brazil. How did that feel when you knew there was a match?
Oh, it was a mixture of relief and being really scared, because we knew that the next few months were going to be really tricky for Finn, and that it wasn't going to be an easy process, but massive relief. And you know, so pleased that that 43-year-old gentleman in Brazil got himself on that register and was there waiting, ready for our boy. And he was actually asked to give his bone marrow rather than his stem cells, so he had to go through an operation for it, which is unusual nowadays. But they felt that it was going to give Finn his best chance, and he did that just for him, and he doesn't even know who he is.
That's an incredible gift, isn't it, to do something like that? So that was in December that you had the procedure. And how was all of that? How did it go?
Yeah, so we got admitted on November the 20th, and Finn had chemo to strip his body of his immune system. And then those new cells went in on November the 29th, and that's called day 0. And for probably the following 2 weeks was the hardest, in that Finn felt his worst. He had to have a nasal gastric tube to be fed and to have fluids and his meds. There he is on the day that he got that. Those are his cells. Those are the magic cells going in.
Oh, wow.
And he couldn't speak. They get mucositis in the mouth. There's all ulcers that can go down the throat. And he just felt rubbish, obviously, as you would if you'd got no immune system. And then he started to get stronger and stronger, and he just defied all odds. And by day plus 31, they were discharging us, which is just crazy.
And so, so now, what's the process now?
So at the moment, we still go to hospital to have Finn's bloods. He's still got his wigglies in, so he's got a central line with 3 wigglies, and that's where they take his bloods from. And we've just gone down to fortnightly. We were there weekly, and not that long ago we were having to go twice a week. But because his levels are really steady, they've allowed us to now go down to fortnightly, which feels like a really big step in the right direction.
I bet it does. And Finley, you've got your trusty dog Dave there with you, and you and Dave had a very important job to do. I think it was on the 7th of January, wasn't it, that you got to go back into hospital and ring the bell to signify the end of your treatment. It's a huge part of anyone's journey with this. How did that feel? I mean, you can see everyone applauding you there. How did that moment feel for you, Finley?
Well, amazing that I'm discharged and I don't have to stay in hospital for nights, and
You rang that bell so beautifully that the clacker came off.
That was Dave. Don't
Blame Dave.
No, Dave, what were you thinking? And so how has... what a lovely moment that was to see that. But how has lockdown been? Because you, you know, you get to this stage and then suddenly, you know, the wheels come off the world. What have you... how have you been able to cope with that?
Well, we actually ended up back in hospital a few weeks later because one of the things that Finn didn't match on was that he didn't have any CMV virus and his donor did, and those levels were creeping up, and the hospital wanted to get back on it. So we ended up back in for longer for viruses than we were in for transplant in the beginning. So we were actually still in hospital when Corona started, and it was hard to know whether we were safer to stay in or to come home. We just didn't know. But as it happened, we came home. And so lockdown for us is now day plus 238. But I have to say, being at home is lovely because we can walk from room to room, we can be in different rooms, we can have space. There aren't people constantly coming in and out. So it's a treat, isn't it?
Yeah. And Finley, I know one of the big things for you is missing your friends and missing school. And I guess the other bonus of lockdown is that everyone's missing school. You're not the only one missing out. So have you had lots of interaction with your friends online? Have you been able to play with them?
Yes, FaceTime, and my favourite game is Roblox.
Oh, Roblox, yeah. It's a good game.
Very good. Are you still into Harry Potter? Because I think we gave you a treat the last time you were on here to go to Harry Potter World, didn't we?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah. Hold on a minute. Hang on a second. Let me just go behind this pillar. We've got...
Bear with us, Finn, bear with us.
There you are. So this is our little present to you this time. So you've got a backpack and you've got... there's a sort of duelling set in here, all sorts of Harry Potter bits and pieces, and we'll send that up to you just to say we think you're amazing and well done.
Thank you so much. That's really kind. Can I just say, Harry Potter World, thank you so much. It's supposed to take about 2.5 hours for the tour, but it took 5.5 because Finn asked every question there was.
Oh, good for you, Finn.
Great. What was the best bit, Finn? What did you like the most?
Oh, God, how could you pick one?
The room.
Riding on the broomstick.
Riding on the brooms, yeah, brilliant. Stay well. It's lovely to see you doing so well. It really is. Thank you, Dave, for behaving so well. Animals notoriously behave badly on this show, so Dave's been the best we've had. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Bye now.
Bye.
See you, Dave.
Bye.
Yeah. That's how the gopher started.
I know, there you go.